The views and opinions of this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers. There is substantial risk of loss in trading futures and options, which you should carefully consider prior to trading. Joining us now for market analysis, Arlan Suderman, Chief Commodities Economist at StoneX. Okay, Arlan, the USDA reports are here. Let's start with Acreage first. Anything that stood out to you in terms of acreage adjustments here that could have a big impact in the markets?
More corn acres and fewer soybean acres. So that's one of the things that we're trading here this morning. Now, the debate is going to continue over harvested acres for corn with all the ponding and flooding that we're seeing in the northwestern part of the Midwest now. So that'll be part of the debate. We may have planted more acres as of June 1st. That would mean what's actually planted and what was intended to be planted. There will be debate, though, on what actually did get planted and what the harvested acreage will be. But for now, this is what the market will trade. 91.475 million acres above trade expectations of 90.353. So that's an extra million acres of corn and about 650,000 fewer soybean acres planted.
How about on the grain stock side? Anything, I know we talk a lot about supply and demand. That's been a big issue. What were some of the updates in the quarterly grain stocks numbers?
Higher than expected across the board. Probably the biggest thing that caught the market's attention was the corn stocks number, particularly in light of the higher corn acreage number as well. June 1 corn stocks coming in at 4.993 billion bushels, essentially 5 billion bushels. That's above trade expectations of 4.873. So that's basically about 120 million bushels above what was expected, suggesting either USDA understated the size of last year's crop, which a lot of people were questioning, could we have yielded that much, or it means that USDA is overstating feed usage. Now, as you compare that to last year at this time, it's about 900 million bushels above the stock levels that we had a year ago at this time.
As you kind of get the rapid assessment here of all these numbers, with it being the end of the month, end of the quarter, obviously could add some volatility here. But overall, I mean, what do we see here with resetting the goalpost, so to speak? What is your perspective on how this could change or not change the markets right now, Arlan?
I think we need to watch where we close today. Do we have a flush bottom and then start recovering by the end of the day? Or do we, for corn and wheat in particular, I'm talking about here, or do we end up bouncing off of these lows and recovering and find buying emerged on this break? That'll really set the tone as we go into next week. And then weather will be the story, particularly for soybeans with smaller acreage. It means weather is a little bit more important. For corn, though, we're going to have a more significant weather event really to sustain any type of rally in this market.
I should ask you real briefly as well, inflation, a hot topic on Friday as we wrap up the quarter, the PCE index out. Any notes on what we saw with that report in the outside markets today?
Yeah, as we look at the inflation data that came out, the PCE data that the Fed pays most attention to, kind of a mixed bag, but really no surprises there. Maybe a little higher in some places, a little lower in other places. Wall Street's generally interpreting it as we're continuing to slowly make incremental progress toward that 2% target. So Wall Street really saw support for stocks, but ironically, Treasury yields working their way higher today, even with that favorable numbers that Wall Street interprets as. So it depends on which market you're interpreting it right now. Treasury notes yields going higher at midday.
Once again, that is USDA report and market analysis from Arlan Suderman, Chief Commodities Economist at StoneX. Coming up this afternoon, we're going to talk more about the USDA reports, the end of the month, the end of the quarter, market sentiment. It is our USDA Roundtable episode of Market Talk. We'll have Christy Van On. She sits with Van On & Company, and Dwayne Bussey from Bolt Marketing. Both join us coming up this afternoon on Market Talk. That's our midday commentary for Friday, June 28th. I'm Jesse Allen reporting.
Make sure to subscribe to the Market Talk YouTube channel. You can watch our latest interviews with top market analysts in the country, find bonus content, and much more. It's easy. Just go to youtube.com/@MarketTalkAg and hit the subscribe button. Or you can search for Market Talk Ag on YouTube.